In Tamil Nadu, streets are said to be renamed, colonies erased from records, and institutions stripped of caste linked titles. But this is not just about labels, it is about power, about memory, and a society trying to dismantle centuries of structural discrimination. But the question is, can changing names really challenge entrenched caste power? Vanakkam. This is T. Suresh Kumar. Thank you for joining me in this episode of the Hindu Focus Tamil Nadu. Today, we are examining a complex and deeply sensitive issue: caste names in public spaces and what it means when a state decides to erase them. From remote villages to bustling cities, from school boards to temple invitations, Tamil Nadu is attempting a transformation in how it names and therefore how it remembers. This month, the Tamil Nadu government issued an order: identify and rename all public spaces that carry derogatory caste based names. That includes roads, bus stops, water tanks, schools, ponds, even entire villages. This follows Chief Minister M.K. Stalin's announcement in April that the term colony, historically associated with untouchability and segregation, would be removed from all official records. Names like Vannangulam, Parayar Teru, or Chakkaliyar Salai, all referring to different castes, are now on the list for review. Local bodies have been directed to conduct a detailed assessment, that is, to identify names that are derogatory or caste specific. Once identified, consultations with residents will follow. If the names are found offensive, they are to be replaced with caste neutral, inclusive alternatives such as flowers, saint poets, reformers, or influential and respected local figures. And it has to be approved by the Gram Sabha or the area Sabhas. This is not just a bureaucratic exercise, it is about public dignity, about changing what we normalize through everyday geography. It isn't just the government, the judiciary too has pushed for reforms. In April, the Madras High Court delivered a significant verdict. From the academic year 2025-26, no school or college, whether government or private, in Tamil Nadu can carry a caste appellation in its name. This includes schools and institutions named after donors whose names carry caste identities. The court went further, directing the state to implement the Justice Chandru Committee's recommendation to remove terms like Adi Dravida welfare and color reclamation from the names of government schools. Justice Bharata Chakravarti did not mince words. He wrote, the caste system that is prevailing as on date has to do nothing with religion. It cuts across religion, and these fanatics will carry it even to the moon. But this caste equation isn't just in schools and streets, it is in spaces that are considered sacred too. In February this year, another significant verdict had come from the Madras High Court, this time about temple festivals. At the Arulmigu Nadiamman temple in Pattukotte, invitations to the annual festival proudly named the dominant caste groups Rajus, Naidus, Kallas, and Chettiars as sponsors of rituals. The scheduled castes, they were lumped under a vague label Urar, meaning just locals. The reason they did not contribute money for the festival. The court called it out for what it was: exclusion and discrimination. Justices Ramesh and A.D. Maria Klett ruled temple festivals must be inclusive and celebrated by all Hindus, including the scheduled castes. They directed the HRNC department to ensure future invitations do not mention any caste names. In fact, the verdict went deeper. It recognized that scheduled castes often participate in festivals, but only through assigned caste based roles like cleaning temple grounds, drumming, skinning sacrifice goats, shaving heads, and sweeping paths. Yes, they participate, but never as equals. The judges wrote that this selective invisibility forces scheduled castes into a painful dilemma: accept invisibility or assert caste identity just to be acknowledged. Now, let's examine the political fault lines. The new government order has not gone unchallenged. AIDMK leader Edappadi Palnisamy accused the DMK of trying to immortalize former Chief Minister Karunanidhi, Stalin's father, by using Kalanger as a replacement name. He said, if the AIDMK returns to power, we will withdraw this order. The controversy deepened when Chief Mr. Stalin named a newly inaugurated 10.1-kilometer flyover in Coimbatore the GD Naidu flyover after the famous inventor Gopalswamy Duraiswamy Naidu, who is known as the Edison of India. Critics asked, if you are removing caste names, why keep Naidu? Surprisingly, Dravida Kalagam leader K. Veeramani defended the decision. He said GD Naidu is a scientist, not a caste leader. That's his name, his legacy. Dropping Naidu would erase his identity. There's also a practical hurdle here. Civic activists have raised valid concerns. How will these name changes reflect in official documents like Aadhaar card, voter ID, ration cards, community certificates, health insurance? It is now the government's responsibility to ensure a smooth and accessible transition, not just on street signs, but in the lived reality of people's documents. Now, historically speaking, Tamil Nadu is not new to this effort. Back in 1978, Chief Minister M.G. Ramachandran ordered that caste names be removed from street signs. It did result in some confusion, like Srinivasa Iyer Street and Srinivasa Nayakar Street both became Srinivasa Street. Brahmin Street in Saidapet in Chennai simply became the street. But MGR stood his ground. He believed the discomfort was worth it if it flattened hierarchy. Now Stalin is echoing that vision, but with more structure, consultation, and community input. So, where do we draw the line? Do we remove caste surnames from historical figures too? What about those like poet Namakkal Kavinjar Ramalingam Pillai or Tamil Tata, the Tamil scholar Uve Swaminatha Iyer? Some argue caste should not define a person, but others say erasing it might erase valuable context. But most agree. Names like Harijan Colony, Cheri, or Irregular Street were never about honor. They were labels, markers of exclusion. Acclaimed Tamil author Imayam put it clearly. In rural Tamil Nadu, colony almost always means a scheduled caste settlement. So removing it, it's not cosmetic, it is a correction. Yes, this is about names, but it is also about narratives. About how our geography reflects power, about how our language encodes inequality. Renaming won't end casteism, but it chips away at its legitimacy. It tells the world this is not how we want to be defined anymore. Because the real change doesn't lie in repainting signboards. It is about changing who feels welcome and who is truly treated as an equal in public and private life. It lies in redefining who belongs. On that note, this is D. Suresh Kumar signing off. I shall meet you in another video. Thank you.